Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another videos. I want to discuss with you guys about two main things tonight. Okay, the number one thing is of course Newcastle. It's like they are heading to the Champions League top 4, the Champions League sport in 20 years for the very first time. And then about Jose Mourinho, who reached 2 consecutive years in European final for Roma with the Roma. So I'm gonna discuss the two big things, and then we should discuss about the West Ham. But they are like advancing in the Conference League final, and then European final for the very first time in 19 from the since the 1980. So, but I'm not discuss about the West Ham. So let us focus and discuss about the two things. First, Newcastle. I think this is the incredible performance from the Newcastle against Brighton. They won 4-1 at home, and we all know that how Brighton is so tough to compete with them. And there is a question mark, of course, around Roberto De Zerbi's choice, Roberto De Zerbi's decision making. There wasn't, there wasn't like a McAllister and then Ensenzo, Evan Ferguson in the first lineup. Those are the questions. I don't know why, because it was a huge part of the losing to Newcastle from the Brighton side. But at the end of the day, we gotta appreciate what the Newcastle did this whole season. When you look back to the a couple of season, not even like a couple of season, when you look back to Newcastle, from the start of the season, they were like relegation contender for them, and then Eddie Howe changed and the many changed all the way to the Champions League sport. That is a huge difference. That is a huge improvement. That is what the huge part of what many can do in the football. In the Premier League, if you don't have the decent amount of investment, there is no way you can survive. There are a lot of it's like evident from the Premier League, like Leicester City situation, Everton situation. If you don't have a decent amount of investment, there is no way you can survive. So Newcastle was like a relegation contender to the Champions League sport contender. Think about it. Now I believe of course if you want to secure the Champions League spot, you need at least 71 points, because Liverpool is gonna get most likely going to get like a 71 points. So if Newcastle are going to beat Leicester City in this weekend, they're gonna get like a 72 points, and then the Champions League spot is secure. That's why I think this was a huge game, and this was one of the tougher game for Newcastle. Until end of the season, they're gonna play against Chelsea. They are going to play against Leicester City. So if they can win against Leicester City, there is no need to worry about Chelsea game, whether they lose, whether they draw, whether they win. They don't need to worry about it. So it's like for the very first time in a 20 year, it's like we're going to witness Newcastle back in the Champions League competition. If you ask me, do you think Newcastle are ready to challenge the Champions League? I don't think so. There's a lot they need to improve when they want to compete European competition, right? So you might be one of the toughest guy in a domestic league, but when you are Europe, it's a completely different story. It's a completely different competition, completely different it's like a atmosphere, completely different situation. So there are teams who are not very good in their like domestic, but they are on fire on the European competition, like Sevilla. It's like so it's like they are shit in Spanish La Liga, but they are on fire, and they were very close to reach European. It's like a Europa League final to face against Roma. So that is how the European football works. That's why I think of course Newcastle is not ready yet to compete in a competition like a European competition. They are big giant. There are all the champions, all the top 4 teams are not gonna compete each other from the different nation in a Europe top 5 leagues. That's why, of course, I don't think Newcastle is not ready yet to compete in a Champions League competition. But however, they deserve it. All the season, the performance from the Newcastle side, the football that they show, the level that they show is a completely different story when you compare to last season. So Manchester City it's not for even for Manchester City, not easy, not quite easy when they face against Newcastle. There are moments in this season from the Newcastle side like a sloppy moment, like unexpected match results, like the other day against Leeds United they drew 2-2. There are a lot of worry thing. That's why I don't expect this kind of result against the Brighton from the Newcastle side. And then Newcastle is like a 4-1. It's a huge performance and huge win for them. That's why I think Newcastle Newcastle deserves to play in the Champions League next season. I think they are going to they are gonna be the Champions League spot next season, because there's no way they are not gonna win Leicester City in the in this weekend. So I think Newcastle are gonna do it, and Newcastle is going to be Champions League spot. Okay, so the next name is the Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is not the kind of the kind of coach like Guardiola, or who left position so much. Jose Mourinho left the result, okay, not the not the position, not the playing style, not so much about it. All he cared about is result, because result makes the player happy. Result makes history. Result makes things happen. That's why now he managed to reach with the Roma to reach two consecutive European final. Last season he reached he has reached to the Conference League final with the Roma, and he won it. And now it's like against Leverkusen, it's 1-0 in aggregate, and he managed to get a draw in the second half, because one of his former players, he is facing now as a coach, like Xabi Alonso, the beautiful football what Xabi Alonso is building with the Bayern Leverkusen, and he managed to get a result. Okay, there are a lot of shots, a lot of position, a lot of shot on target from the Leverkusen side, but Jose Mourinho side, they only had a one shot, 28% position, and they have reached the Europa League final already. It's gonna be Juventus or Sevilla for Jose Mourinho to face in the Europa League final. So it is a huge part for Roma. It is a huge part for Roma. He have won it last year, with the Roma in the Conference League final, and now he is one game away to win the Europa League for Roma. It is a huge for Roma, because Roma is not like I don't even think Roma have won like European Cup, like Champions League or whatever it is. So it's gonna be, in my opinion, I think it's gonna be very first time for Roma, and Jose Mourinho is most likely to do it. Mourinho left results, not the position, not the playing style, not position and play, not like that. He left result. That's it. That's why I think we have to appreciate what Jose Mourinho did. Jose Mourinho doing in Roma at the moment. I cannot even think why he hasn't succeeded at the Tottenham Hotspur. He is very close to win one trophy with the Tottenham Hotspur, and they fire before the final. Otherwise, Jose Mourinho can definitely change that Tottenham Hotspur's history. Jose Mourinho is one step closer to win one trophy for Tottenham Hotspur, and they sacked him. And now he is showing who he is with the Roma. I'm so happy for Jose Mourinho. I'm so happy. It is a huge part of history for Roma. Jose Mourinho is trying to win another European trophy for Roma. It's like it is a huge part of history for Roma. That's why I think we have to appreciate Jose Mourinho. He is in modern football, people love a lot of position play, and then holding a lot of position like 78%. But Jose Mourinho is not like that. He's like too traditional. He left to defense. He left counter press. He left counter attacking, and now he is still showing what his football strategy can do in this modern day. Teams like Leverkusen, who left to play the who left to hold a lot of position. Now Jose Mourinho destroy them, and then he collects what he wants, the result, and he is now waiting for the opponent who's gonna be by sitting on the Europa League final. That's why I think we have to appreciate what Jose Mourinho are doing, is doing at the moment. So it is a huge moment for Roma. So what do you think about this? Two different things. Like, do you think Newcastle are ready to compete in the Champions League? To advance from the group stage, or like to be qualifying in the Ronald 16, Ronald 32. Make sure to comment below. Thanks for watching, guys.